Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So just the other day I was sort of complaining about Sorare running on Ethereum and how long it took for transactions to go through because they're running on Ethereum layer 1. Today they've announced they are scaling with Starkware. So scaling just means that basically something that's happening to all Ethereum based dApps is the mainnet is now so busy, congested, expensive to use that they are looking at different ways of people being actually able to use their applications, their dApps, in a kind of a normal manner. This particularly impacts games because games generally have kind of quite relatively small value items that are being moved around. A bit different for some of the big DeFi dApps when people are maybe moving thousands, tens of thousands, millions of dollars worth of value around. They can probably eat some higher gas fees. But for games, certainly for Sorare, I think the lowest cards there are kind of $3. There are some very expensive ones on there as well, but basically for games where you want to have low pricing, low value items that people can get into the game buying, you don't want to then be spending enormous amounts on gas fees. And it's actually quite a big deal for Sorare because at the moment Sorare is basically subsidizing gas fees, which is it can't continue to do because it's too expensive. So they are scaling this with this new technology called Starkware. So Starkware is a company, tech blockchain games company, and it has a kind of middleware solution that sort of deploys alongside Ethereum. We call that a layer 2 solution. So it is sort of based around Ethereum. It uses Ethereum as the security layer, but it allows activity to happen off the Ethereum mainnet chain. It happens on a separate blockchain, the layer 2 blockchain that Starkware sort of operates. So it's still blockchain, but it just has sort of different security mechanics, and it's much faster. There's no gas fees. Actually uses a technique called ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups, which are very interesting if you want to get involved in the technical details. Basically, it's just a way of sort of batching transactions. That's the easiest way to think about it, even if it's not precisely the kind of correct way of thinking about it. It's a way of taking lots of transactions, batching them up. It's called ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups. So it's a technique lots of people are using. Starkware is just one company that is implementing it, and it's got its technology out fairly quickly. So it's being used actually in quite a few games. Immutable X, or Immutable, the Australian games company behind Gods Unchained, is using it on its Immutable X platform. So that's based on Starkware, and there are quite a few DeFi decentralized finance dApps also using Starkware's tech. So it's pretty well understood, although it's still fairly early really. ZK rollups are still quite a kind of novel technology. So here is the blog post from Sorare. So they're just talking about kind of all the stuff I've sort of just described. So one of the things that other companies are looking at, other blockchain games companies are looking at on Ethereum is obviously there's other solutions out there. One of the big ones is Polygon that people are using, Loom. So actually, as they describe, as they say here, that Sorare actually, when it first launched, was using the Loom sidechain. Sidechain is just a sort of technical term, but it's a similar sort of thing. But then Loom changed their business model so to not really support games. So actually, a lot of people were on Loom. Axie Infinity was on Loom. And then Loom sort of did a rug pull, forcing everyone to kind of come up with new options. So people are making different decisions on that. So Axie Infinity have created their own technology called Ronin, whereas Sorare are choosing this Starkware, which is just a kind of commercially available package. So they have to sort of build the whole thing themselves. So quote from Vitalik, everyone likes a quote from Vitalik. So he thinks ZK rollups will win out in all use cases over time. You can kind of read more about this. So what does this mean? So there won't be any gas related delays. This is the important thing here. So at the moment, if you're playing Sorare, it's just a sort of hassle. If you're trying to buy things or sell things, you're not quite sure if it's going to happen in the next hour, in the next day. Now it's just going to happen instantly. So we'll be out now. Sorare will be able to settle 3,000 NFT transfers per second. So I imagine there's nowhere near that going on at the moment, but this allows Sorare to grow and onboard more people. Funding will be near instantaneous as well. So if you're using a credit card to buy ETH to buy more cards, more players in Sorare, you won't have to wait for the Ethereum blockchain because basically ramp, the company they're using, will I guess integrate with Starkware as well. So there we go. You know, building the future on the future of collectibles on Ethereum is difficult, but it is worth it. So it is interesting that Sorare seem committed to Ethereum. That looks like they're not going to, at the moment, be announcing they're kind of moving to Flow or I don't know, Polygon or any of these other blockchains. It looks like they're sticking to Ethereum. But now with this new version, this new L2 scaling solution, they'll be able to do that in a much more open and accessible way. So I look forward to that. Maybe that'll be the thing that will tip me over to doing a bit more stuff with Sorare. So I think this is I'm not sure if it says it here, but in the press release it said they're sort of looking to go, looking to launch this by the end of July. So it's still a ways off. This kind of stuff is technically difficult, and with blockchains, obviously you want to make sure it's right. You don't want to, have any bugs or any exploits, so people could come in and potentially kind of hack it or take people's cards. So you need to be very careful with this. Won't be happening for a couple of months, but definitely good to hear that Sorare is making moves in that direction. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World Daily, where we spend our time looking at what's going on in the world of blockchain. So if you're interested, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.